Hi, it's me again, and this is Barron. We've used him before in demos, but I want to show you today how to do this little teddy head. Something similar to this, which is a little bit on the Asian side, but kind of adapted to functionality in our salon. And I'm going to do it using a snap-on comb and my Volt. I know, right? Not the Bravura, the Volt. I'm also using my Fur Zone snap-on combs because that's the brand that I use in here. So let's see what we can do. Now I've already groomed his body. So all I have left to do is the head and the face. And I'm going to start off by showing you that on my clipper, I have a 9 blade. And I know some of you are thinking that's kind of odd, but I use this under almost all of my snap-on comb work. The blade seats beautifully, and because of the wide teeth, it allows a little more hair to feed, and it's just faster. Barron is tired. All right, so we're going to use the 3/4 inch 19 millimeter. And we're going to start, I've already combed him out real good, so hopefully we won't find any mats or anything. We're going to start back here and work our way around. And I'm coming straight off the back. If you hold your head down and come straight up, it'll blend your head right in for you. And then right over the ears, I literally draw a line with my clipper straight up and down so that I have an ear that's set in. Because on him, I do want to set that ear in. Just like that, again, straight up and down. And then, as I come off the top, I'm floating it off. The thing to remember about a snap-on comb is that you use it to draw your line where you want your line to be. And the reason you want the guard is to prevent it from going too short. His head is literally right there, so I'm on the head and then I'm coming forward over the little dips here, because he's got 2 dips here. I'll skim over those by keeping it upright and keeping it elevated. Now, under his ears, I'm going to use the same comb, only I'm going to come straight forward like this. And we're going to do the same thing over here, kind of like the Schnauzer cheek. I'm just going to come straight forward. And then up in here on this side is a little different. I didn't groom him the last time, somebody else did, so it's a little different shape than what I'm used to. Billy did him the last time, and while he grooms very similarly to me, some of what he does is just a little different so that when I get him back on my table, I have to adjust again. All right, so that's done. And I'm going to switch over to the 5/8, which is the 16 millimeter. And I'm going to use this under his jaw. I'm going to hold the head up and come straight forward. And that's going to set my jawline the length that I want it. And then after I go that way, I go back down this way. And the reason I do that is it will act like a comb almost, and it will catch it the second time. I'm going to take this same snap-on comb and starting in the middle of the eye, go right over the eyes. And then down the sides. I am again using this just to skim. He is head shy. He's always been head shy since he came in here the very first time. I don't think anything has ever happened to him. I just think he's head shy. Now, because I'm not terribly happy with the shape of the muzzle, I'm going to snap on a shorter guard, and it really doesn't matter which one. You don't even have to do this. But I'm just going to skim the front with this guard to get a little bit nicer shape right through there. And notice I'm skimming. I'm not actually cutting down at the skin level. I'm actually skimming. Now, because I don't like the shape of the top of his head, heads are the one place that I actually will back brush a little bit. And it's actually not back brushing, I'm actually fluffing. We're going to fix the top of the head one more time because I'm just not as happy with it as I could be. Right through the middle especially is where it's just different than what I'm liking to see on him. I think it's the angle I'm trying to do things at. All right. Now let me turn off my vac because we're done with the vac. Yay, it worked. For those of you who follow me, you know that sometimes that vac works and sometimes that vac doesn't for turning it off. All right, and see how nice we've got there? It's actually looking really pretty good. I'm going to take my curves and right in front of the eye, reversing the curve. See? Just cut right across the eye. Same thing here. Kind of coming to a point in the middle, almost again, like a schnauzer. And then blend it in front instead of separating it out. I'm going to come across the top, shaping it the way we want it. Now he has the darkest eyes and hair of just about any dog I've ever seen. Most of the time, because he's about 5 or 6 years old, most of the time by now they're starting to gray out some or silver out some, and he's not. I can't find his eye, so what I did was I put my hand right under it and opened it up so I could actually see the whites around it to be able to trim a little better, so I can actually see that I got all of the eyelashes, and over here I did not, so we're going to do the same thing again. It's just a little annoying when they are this dark black because you really can't see what you're doing. I'm going to fluff the muzzle up. He's got super thick hair, and I am using my Utsumi. And we're going to leave the bridge of his nose longer, but not long like in a lot of Asian stuff. I'm going to put my scissor right in the middle of the eye again and curve this way. And then this way I'm going to point it towards the middle and come up that way. Just round it off real quick. Same thing here from the middle up. And I'm actually going to flip these around to do the other side because even though they don't have a finger rest, I can still control them well enough to do that. Trim right in front of the ear, which I'll show you on the other side because it's just going to be easier, and then blend down into the neckline. You can see here where all of that needs to come off. Normally I would probably have been able to get that with my snap-on, but by trying to show you how to do it, it's a little awkward angle, so my angles are not the greatest. Stop. And as you can tell, there's very little scissor work to do because my snap-on combs and my vacuum system have really made the job a lot easier. And if you're hearing puppies on the floor at all, those are my poodle puppies. I don't know if you can hear them or not, but if you are, that's all. They are. It's my poodle babies out playing. We're actually closed early today because everybody came and picked up their puppies. So I've got my puppies out on the floor playing. All right. And pretty much there we go. Now, if your owners don't like this here, you can always take your thinners or your chunkers, which I would use my chunkers most likely, and make it a little shorter. But that's your preference on whatever your clients would like. And I'm just going to chunker it to soften it up a smidge and get rid of any scissor lines that are there. And there we have it. How fast and easy was that? The ears are a different story. You've probably seen my video on layered ears, and he doesn't get layered ears. Now his buddy does, that I'm going to do next, but he doesn't. I'm going to just take the tips off of the bottom of his ears. By letting them lay naturally the way they want to hang normally, I can just go in and edge the ears with my chunkers, like that. Because he comes all the time. I mean, he comes every 2 to 4 weeks. He comes every 2 weeks for a bath and then 4 weeks for a groom. These are actually very, very easy to maintain. And I'm actually just following the natural curve of the ear with my chunkers as an outline tool. And pretty much, voila. We're done. I like the chin just a smidge shorter than it is, so we're going to do that with chunkers again. But Not too shabby. Barron, look down. Barron, look at the camera. Don't be camera shy. Look down. There we go. Fast, easy, in a hurry.